Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. And let me get a McPick too, because today we're going to be taking a look at the McDonald's McDouble of Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson. These both just have the generic 2019 boxes, so we're not going to waste time on that. I will say that they made 409 of the Bubba Wallace and 541 of the Kyle Larson. But anyways, let's get down to the cars themselves. Earlier this year at Atlanta, we got dueling McDonald's cars. During that race, Bubba Wallace was Team Bacon and Kyle Larson was Team Classics. If you remember that kind of commercial advertising slogan that they had going on back then when they had the whole Bacon Fest thing. It was like, oh, does the bacon make the Big Mac better, or does the Big Mac make the bacon better? So they ran cars to, highlight that. Which, if I remember correctly, the Bubba Wallace wasn't actually McDonald's itself sponsoring it. It was like, it's just like a local franchise of McDonald's. Which McDonald's been on the back bumper of Bubba Wallace's petty car all year. Kyle Larson's had McDonald's a good 10 times, including this weekend. But anyways, why don't we just hop right into it? Why don't we start with the one-off with Bubba Wallace. Said this one only ran at Atlanta this year. And this is not really the best looking paint scheme. It's like they wanted to do a reverse of the Kyle Larson car, but then halfway through were like, wait, we can't have a red golden arch. So then they were like, oh, how about white? Which ended up looking decent, but then it's like they unfinished it. I don't know. Like, why does this not have McDonald's on the quarter panel the way that the Kyle Larson does? Why does it have a red box around the 43? Were they just that worried about having a white 43 they couldn't even change the color to like a red 43? I don't know. Anyways, let's do a quick 360 of this car. This one is also autographed by Richard Petty. If you go to the Richard Petty Museum in North Carolina, you can literally get like a bunch of Bubba Wallace cars autographed by Richard, just same old for retail. Because I always knew I wanted the Kyle Larson car, but this one I was kind of going on the fence about. I was like, it's not really that good looking, but it kind of would be cool to have the set. But being able to get a Richard Petty autograph still for retail definitely sold it for me. But anyways, let's get down to sponsors. On the hood you have McDonald's, Team Bacon. Got Chevrolet Camaro, ZL1, number 43, and Richard Petty Motorsports. Down the side, you just have the big golden M. You got Air Force, Transportation Impact, and Safety Clean back there. You got Pioneer Technology Group right there. On the C post, you got Worldwide Technology, Aftershocks, and Mac. And on the B post, you have Coca-Cola, Mac Tools, STP, Wix Filters, and Monster Energy. Ironically, both these cars have Monster Energy on the B post. You see up front, it does have the NASCAR Heat Pro League logo, NASCARheat.com. Got the NASCAR race car logo and a little... Sam Bass Memorial decal, that's what that is. He passed away around this time, so that's really cool that they were able to get the logo on the car like that. On the back, you have Big Mac Bacon, McDonald's, number 43, Alsco and Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. You have McDonald's Big Mac Bacon on the deck lid, and you have Team Bacon on the roof. Which, if you see, the entire roof is a piece of kind of pixelated bacon. Don't know why it's so cartoony. It would have been nice just to have like a nice normal piece of bacon, but whatever. Down the side, you have the same stuff as usual. Take a look under the hood if it wants to open, which none of these hoods ever want to open. Camaro hoods are always really bad. Like I said, they only open that far, but whatever. You got a Chevrolet logo, McDonald's, and Wix filters. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Obviously, no deck lid. The roof flaps, of course, to open. And there is the underside of the car if you want to see that. Like I said, it's not a bad car. It looks better when you have these two together, but it definitely isn't that good of a paint scheme. A little bit messy. I don't know. But now let's go to the one everyone loves, and that is Kyle Larson's. Now, sadly, they made this one produce just kind of as a primary. Like, they didn't make it based around any single race. Kind of wish they would have made it the, Atlanta version that said Team Classics on the hood, like that one says Team Bacon. Would have had the NASCAR Heat logo, would have had the Sam Bass tribute decal and everything else, but still looks good. Just kind of a shame they made it more of a primary than kind of way to match the two cars to have a set, but whatever. Like I said, I like how this one has McDonald's on the quarter panel. I don't know why they skipped that on that one, but anyways, let's get down to sponsors again. On the hood, you have a big golden arch. Got Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, number 42, and Chip Ganassi Racing. Down the side, you have McDonald's. You got Credit One Bank back there. You got an empty spot that I'm sure would have said DC Solar. And you have, for some reason, Ganassi cars this year have been putting their logos that used to be right here. I kind of understood it on the Monster Energy car for Kurt, because that's where they put the big monster claw. I'm sure they don't want that covered up, but what was this one going to cover up? Part of the McDonald's arch? That one has it covered up, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't know. But you see down there, you have Siemens, Lincoln Welders, Sherwin-Williams, and that K logo that I do know what it is by now. I just can never pronounce it. On the C post, you have absolutely nothing. And on the B post, you got Monster Energy, Cessna, Clover, Freightliner, and Coca-Cola. These both have Coca-Cola and Monster, come to think of it. On the back, you have the McDonald's M, McDonald's number 42, and Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Got absolutely nothing on the deck lid for some reason. Don't know if they just put McDonald's right there or something. And then you have McDonald's on the roof. Got the same stuff down the other side as usual. Will this hood open any easier than the other one? Actually, it will. You see, this one just has a Chevy bow tie and nothing else. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Obviously no deck lid. Roof flaps, of course, still do open. And there is the underside of the car if you want to see that. Should point out this one does have a matte finish. It is that kind of like nice smooth matte they've been doing more recently. I'm kind of glad they changed to this, because the original kind of matte that Action and Lionel were using for years was kind of awful. It was just like really rough, and it would just like bubble and chip all over the place. So this nice smooth matte is a lot more accurate and does look a lot better. Like I said, this is definitely a cool set of cars to have. Larson's McDonald's car I was never really sure about when they first announced it. Like, I was like, it seems like a downgrade from last year's, which I still do think last year's is a little better, but it really did grow on me. It has a nice old school look, almost like you could almost see this McDonald's paint scheme from like the 90s. Or maybe even earlier than that. Like, it just has a nice, clean, simple, old school look, which I do like. Like I said, Bubba Wallace's could have been a lot better if they would have just found a way to do maybe a reverse, but I don't know how they would have done that with the yellow M. I don't know. But because one that was just like exactly like Larson's but yellow with red everything would have been kind of cool looking, I think. I don't know. But again, they could have just done it better. Like, did it really need the bright red hood? Did it really need the weird pixelated piece of bacon? It's not like the Kyle Larson one from Atlanta had any like classic thing down the top. I don't know. Definitely a cool set to have though. Like I said, I'm sure the Kyle Larson one is going to be really popular and probably fly off the shelves. Bubba Wallace's is probably going to sit around a little longer, but anyways, I got $300 to say. This has been a review of the McDonald's McDouble of Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.